Chetak!
The Defense Acquisition Procedure 2020 will come into action from 1st October and will remain for the next 5 years, under which only the companies that have more than 50% Indian ownership will be allowed to participate in key Make in India programs. The procedure to lease defense equipment has been introduced in the new Defense Acquisition Procedure, and new reports indicate that India could use the lease option to go for the American Stryker combat vehicles and unmanned aerial vehicles in limited numbers for emergency deployment along the LAC, as both are available in adequate stock with the US military. The Director General of Acquisition in the Ministry of Defense has said that there will be no offset in any future government-to-government deal in a single vendor situation, as the offset policy has failed to bring critical technology into the country and has resulted in loading extra costs on the contracts, as the foreign companies tend to increase the contract price by 8 to 10% to cater for the offsets. However, competitive multi-vendor procurement cases will still have defense offsets. In its internal report to the Ministry of Defense, the Indian Army has mentioned that the money spent on faulty ammunition provided by the ordnance factories in the last 6 years is equivalent to the price of 100 new Howitzers. The loss between 2014 to 2016 due to poor quality ammunition is around 960 crores, and the Indian Army could have bought 100 large caliber Howitzers in that amount. The main ammunition criticized in the new report includes 23mm air defense shells, 155mm artillery shells, 125mm tank rounds, and different calibers of infantry rifles. The Indian Armed Forces need a total of 498 light utility helicopters, and they have expressed concern over the operation of 40-year-old helicopters. The three services have jointly urged the government to fast-track the long-pending Make in India projects to build light utility helicopters, and given the large requirement, the top officials have decided to push for 200 CAM of 226 twin-engine helicopters, 187 indigenous light utility single-engine helicopters, and 111 naval utility choppers in a joint venture between an Indian private sector company and a foreign manufacturer. The Indian government has asked Israel to upgrade its existing Heron fleet with satellite communication system and improved surveillance capabilities. Due to the lack of a satellite link in the Heron unmanned aerial vehicles, 2 such UAVs are flown during a long-range surveillance operation, in which the second UAV sends information back to the operating base. The Indian government has also ordered the private sector companies and the DRDO to start manufacturing short-range tactical drones as well as anti-drone systems to boost border defenses. India is also moving with the acquisition of 30 Predator B drones from the US in a phased manner, out of which 6 combat-ready units will be delivered by the end of this year. An Indian defense and security solutions provider OshoCorp Global Private Limited has successfully completed one of its largest supply orders of the CBRN individual protection equipment to the public sector company Bharat Electronics Limited, which consists of 6 major protection components for the Indian soldier. The OshoCorp Private Limited had successfully won the tender against the competition from domestic as well as global suppliers. As per latest media reports, the navies of the Quad countries will hold a major naval exercise in the Indian Ocean in the first week of November. The navies of India and Japan have also concluded the 4th edition of the JIMEX 2020 yesterday, which is the first exercise after the signing of the Mutual Logistics Support Agreement with Japan, and was conducted after the 2-day mega joint naval exercise by the navies of India and Australia in the Indian Ocean region.
Omar dropped it.